Donald Trump is stewing in his anger, his resentment, his hatred. It is ugly. It is disgusting. What a sick individual he is. After the news broke that the world-famous director Rob Reiner and his wife Michele were murdered last night, and the main suspect now being their son, Nick Reiner, who struggled with drug addiction, a horrific situation. Donald Trump made a post mocking the death of Rob Reiner. Here's what Donald Trump posted this morning. Sick and twisted. What a sick man this is. He goes, a very sad thing happened last night in Hollywood, Trump writes. Rob Reiner, a tortured and struggling, but once very talented movie director and comedy star, has passed away together with his wife, Michele, reportedly due to the anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, and incurable affliction with a mind-crippling disease known as Trump derangement syndrome, sometimes referred to as TDS. He was known to drive people crazy by his raging obsession of President Donald J. Trump, with his obvious paranoia reaching new heights as the Trump administration surpassed all goals, expectations of greatness, and with the golden age of America upon us, perhaps like never before. May Rob and Michele rest in peace. When you thought you hit bottom, there is never bottom with this despicable thing in the Oval Office, this despicable piece of you-know-what who is there demeaning and degrading our country. Horrific, horrific. Gavin Newsom, governor of California, goes, this is a sick man. Franklin Leonard writes, every single time I see something this far beyond the pale, my first thought is, yes, he's terrible, but this can't possibly be real. And every time I'm wrong, every damn time. Ahmed Baba writes, just when you think Trump can't sink any lower, he sends this disgusting, depraved post about Rob Reiner and his wife, Michele. He couldn't muster even a moment of decency. He's petty, small, immoral, man unworthy of any position of leadership, let alone the presidency. Neera Tanden writes, we have never had a person of worse character as president of the United States. It is mortifying how this great country chose to do this to itself. Alex writes, you know things are going well for Trump when he's posting his way through why a beloved director who was murdered deserves it. This other account points out there's 4 days until the release of the Epstein file. Now, one of the MAGA pastors, Dr. Darrell Scott, goes, Trump is not fake enough to eulogize and speak well of his most virulent haters. He said what he said, and it is what it is. Our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, responded to that. Pretty disappointing as a pastor that this is your take on it when this gives you an opportunity to be a Christian leader, but you chose not to take it because Trump. Then everybody on the right-wing MAGA sphere acted like Donald Trump didn't just say that, and they used it to attack the left. You had Matt Van Swal, a right-wing influencer, goes, I've not seen a single conservative on this app celebrating Rob's death. If they were, I would call them out, and so would you, because the right doesn't believe in celebrating the death of someone just because you disagree with their ideas. Gunther Engelman, this other big right-wing account, goes, liberals are desperately searching for a prominent conservative, mocking Rob Reiner and his wife passing. Donald Trump doing it right there. Brett Weinstein. Notice that the American right is not celebrating Rob Reiner's murder. I see post after post honoring his remarkable contribution to our culture. Your leader, your dear leader, cult leader, Donald Trump is the one making those posts. And by the way, this is what Rob Reiner said during the horrific murder of Charlie Kirk. Here was what Rob Reiner said back then. Here, play this clip.
When you first heard about the murder of Charlie Kirk, what was your immediate gut reaction to it?
Well, horror, absolute horror. And I unfortunately saw the video of it, and it's beyond belief what happened to him, and that should never happen to anybody. I don't care what your political beliefs are. That's not acceptable. That's not a solution to solving problems. And I felt like what his wife said at the service, that the memorial they had, was exactly right. And totally, I believe, I'm Jewish, but I believe in the teachings of Jesus, and I believe in doing to others. and I believe in forgiveness. And what she said to me was beautiful and absolutely, she forgave his assassin, and I think that is admirable.
In addition, this morning, Donald Trump is posting the following: a dumpster fire with 2020 on the dumpster, on the trash. 2020. Donald Trump was in office in 2020. You were the dumpster fire. Then Donald Trump reposts: takes time to fix 4 years of destruction. Takes time. Oh, because that's what Donald Trump ran on. It takes time, everybody. No, you said that you would, on day one, bring down inflation. You've made it worse. You said you would make housing affordable. You've made it worse. You said that you would bring all these jobs here. Job losses totaled over 1.2 million job losses in the past year, up 54% over former President Biden. That's not good. So inflation is surging. Job losses are rising. GDP has shrunk. These are not good data points. Then Donald Trump continues to attack Joe Biden this morning. Joe Biden's presidency was the biggest scam in U.S. history. And then right after that, he posts, "Get your Trump card today," where he's selling citizenship to Russian oligarchs essentially for $5 million. Now, folks, you probably saw our report this morning that the FBI under Donald Trump and Kash Patel botched yet another major investigation, the school shooting at Brown University. They picked up the wrong suspect. They picked up the wrong individual based on the faulty work by the FBI. And the Providence mayor said, this information was given to us by the FBI. Let's be clear about it. Kash Patel screwed up again while he and his girlfriend were gallivanting around in what? Private jets on the taxpayers' dime, which they were doing before.
Ever have one of those moments where your body reminds you it's not 25 anymore? Maybe it's the slower recovery after a workout or the way your joints creak like an old floorboard. And don't get me started on how much worse it is in the winter. It's like my energy goes into hibernation. Aging is a reality for all of us, but our actions determine how we age. That's why I use Qualia Senolytic to help keep my cells healthy and my body feeling youthful. Zombie cells are real and they're aging you. These senescent cells stop being useful, but stick around, draining your energy, slowing recovery, and making you feel older than you are. Qualia Senolytic helps your body fight back against aging. It's a powerful, clinically tested formula with 9 vegan, plant-derived compounds that support your body's natural ability to eliminate zombie cells, so you can feel sharper, stronger, and more energized. Take it just 2 days a month. That's all it takes. Take Qualia Senolytic for just 2 days a month and start aging better at the cellular level. After adding Qualia Senolytic to my routine, I noticed the real difference. My energy feels steadier, recovery is quicker, and mentally, I'm more dialed in. Experience the science of feeling younger. Go to qualialife.com/Meidas for up to 50% off your purchase and use code Meidas for an additional 15%. That's qualialife.com/Meidas for up to 50% off your purchase. Your older self will thank you. And thanks to Qualia for sponsoring this episode.
And so whenever you have something like the Epstein files getting released, whenever the FBI is being scrutinized for its gross incompetence and maliciousness, we always get a story like this. So this is the big story that came out this morning. Now, I think this FBI has zero credibility. I'll be clear. I don't know one way or another about this situation. Just with this FBI, one of the problem is your first instinct is to go, they're probably lying, because this FBI does that. That shouldn't be your instinct when it comes to them, because they've done this before. Remember when they when Kash Patel, the controversy around him using private jets to take his girlfriend around, to his 24-year-old to 26-year-old girlfriend around to different like wrestling events and things like that. Then they said, oh, we've got this massive terrorist arrest that took place in like Michigan and this place and that place. And then it turned out that like they compromised an investigation that was in early stages, and that wasn't what they said it was going to be. So here's what Bondi and Kash Patel were posting about. So they give this to Fox. It's like the same playbook. So then Fox goes, FBI arrests 4 alleged members of a radical pro-Palestinian group accused of plotting New Year's Eve bombings. And AG Attorney General Bondi goes, the Turtle Island Liberation Front, a far-left pro-Palestine, anti-government, and anti-capitalist group, was preparing to conduct a series of bombings against multiple targets in California beginning on New Year's Eve. After an intense investigation, she says, the Turtle Island Liberation Front is what they're talking about. Over the weekend, the FBI disrupted credible imminent terrorist threats. Now, look, if there was a real imminent threat, I think that's a good thing that we're stopping imminent terrorist threats. But with this FBI, and with the Epstein files about to be released, with the fact that they've got the wrong guy in Rhode Island, it just goes to say to you, the Turtle Liberation Front? Like, what in the world are you all talking about? This post by Andrew Weinstein resonates with me, and I want to share it with you. He goes, one of the president's most sacred duties is to serve as consoler-in-chief for a grieving nation. In moments of sorrow, our pain is deepened by the absence of a leader with the empathy and compassion required to shoulder the responsibility. Remember what Donald Trump said at that bizarre Christmas event over the weekend, where he said regarding the shooting at Brown University, Trump's response was, things can happen. Things can happen, he said. Here, play this clip.
And Brown University, great school. Great, really one of the greatest schools anywhere in the world. Things can happen. So to the 9 injured, get well fast. And to the families of those 2 that are no longer with us, I pay my deepest regards and respects from the United States of America. Thank you very much. It's a very...
And then people from his incompetent regime, like this guy, Gregory Bavino, who's out there committing crimes against humanity. He's the one gassing people, chemical warfare on people in the different communities. He goes in and he acts like Mr. Tough Guy when he goes to like Minnesota, or he's in Charlotte, or he goes in, he like throws gas canisters at people's face, this idiot. Well, he's asked, well, now they're going to New Orleans, and he's asked, so your goal is to round up 5,000 people in New Orleans? Like, where are you getting these numbers from? Like, are you just making them up? And, you know, it was on Newsmax, so it was a softball interview. They're just making up numbers that they need to arrest 5,000 people. So they just round up anyone, citizens, non-citizens, it doesn't matter. Here, play this clip.
I'm glad it's ground zero for you guys right now. Wow, thank goodness, because there's so many different communities. I don't think people realize how many different places in America that so many of these gangs settle in. You know, your goal, Greg, is 5,000 arrests in New Orleans. How did you come up with that figure?
Sure. Well, that figure is something that we talked about, and it's definitely something that's attainable. And also, we take a look at the threat. What is the threat in and around the New Orleans area, as well as southern Louisiana and those neighboring states? There's a lot of bad people and bad things down here that we plan to take out of commission.
And while all of that's taking place, you've got J.D. Vance this morning posting the following. The single biggest obstacle to prosecuting violent leftists is judges and prosecutors in deep blue areas who think violence is okay if you're a leftist. This is why we must get rid of the blue slip process. It's an institutional safeguard that has long outlives its purpose. Now, J.D. Vance is one of the phoniest people that exists. He's had 3 different names and 3 different identities in his life. When he was in high school, he said he was gay. Then he said that he's not gay. Then he said that he's this hero from Appalachia helping the people there, and he was against Trump and hated Trump, and Trump's like Hitler, he said. Now he's for Trump. He's a phony. He is a phony. And it's just, you know, ridiculous posts like this. The judges want to help leftist violence. Shut up. Shut up, you idiot. And just stop dividing the people, okay? Just stop it. Stop it. America is great when it works together. America is great when we have empathy, when we actually have true patriotism, when we help each other out and lift each other up, not bully each other. Whatever weird psychological, self issues that you have, JD, that you've now used to go and attack others, Just keep it to yourself, and let's let people in America have love and empathy and care about each other without your freaking pathology spreading hate amongst people. It bothers me so much. We should be a nation that loves thy neighbor. We should be a neighbor that uplifts and cares and shows empathy, and not this ridiculousness, not this hate. We're so much better than this. Anyway, hit subscribe. That's our update for this morning. Thanks for watching.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.